our First Amendment rights while we still have them. I'm thankful for the 4 groups in Connecticut. The Connecticut Freedom Alliance, Connecticut Residents Against Medical Mandates, the new kid on the block, way to go, Kate, 17,000 strong, come on. Informed Choice Connecticut, right here. And my group, Health Choice Connecticut and Health Choice for Action. It's amazing what happens when you all come together. This is what you get right here. So great job, guys. I'm finishing up. I'm thankful for the amazing group of Health Choice for Action warriors who worked hundreds and thousands of hours over the past several months. Just look at, if you want to find out who we are, just look for the volunteer, the people with the labels on. Give those people, the coordinators and the volunteers, give those people a hug. All right. I'm thankful for the amazing speakers who have traveled from all over the country to share their truth, and I'm so excited to hear them. But most importantly, I'm thankful for this incredible crowd of people, the like-minded mothers, fathers, children of all backgrounds, unvaccinated, vaccinated, fighting in the fight for the 3 things that I believe in most: choice, freedom, and truth. So, look around, everybody. Look to your right, look to your left. These are your new friends. These are your people. So, I'm going to leave you with this. It's a quote from my father's favorite comedian, George Carlin. And he said, "Some people have no idea what they're doing, and a lot of them are really good at it." And the last thing my dad said was, "Give him hell, Matt, and go tell Bob Duff to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge."
Thank you so much, Dr. Paterna. We're really grateful that you were here in spite of everything that tragically just happened to your family. So, yeah, do we have more legislators? Is he here right now? Okay. So I'd like to introduce another legislative hero of ours who's in this building today casting a vote in favor of religious freedom. He is my personal senator, Dan Champagne. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hey, do we live in America? Are we free? Somebody in this building forgot that. We also have our religious freedoms, which nobody should be treading on. I want to thank everybody here for showing up today to show them that we care about our freedoms. And we can't forget that those freedoms many people died for.
That's right.
And I'm going to stand up here and I'm always going to support the freedom of our country and the freedom of our choice. Nobody should be telling us what to put in our bodies and our kids' bodies. Nobody.
Thank you, Senator Champagne. I'm very grateful to have somebody so wonderful representing my district. We also want to send some love to Senator Whitcoast, who could not be out here but wanted to send his love and support to everybody out here. Oh, he's right there! Hi, Senator Whitcoast! Everybody show Senator Whitcoast some love. Thank you so much, Senator Whitcoast. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to bring in some of our guest speakers, and we're going to be peppering any legislator who wants to speak. Would you like to say a word? Okay, we have State Representative Brian Lanou would like to come and say hi to everybody. He was instrumental in a no vote in the House last week, and he's here to support us today.
Hello, everyone. Anyone here believe in the First Amendment? My goodness, as far as the eye can see, not only do you guys believe in it, you practice it freely. I want to thank you all for coming out here, peacefully showing your standing up for your parental rights, your religious freedom. Myself and a lot of my brother and sister legislators are here. We have your back. We have done everything within our power to try to stop this bill. In the House last week, 17 hours of debate on the House floor. If this bill passes today, not only will it strip you of your parental rights and religious liberties, but any vaccine in the future can be added to the schedule, and most of us in the legislature can't even weigh in on your behalf and say yes or no. I want to emphasize enough, regardless what happens today, this debate, this fight is not over. I want to say to every one of you, keep advocating for your rights, keep standing up. I got your back. These great people over here have your back, and we'll keep pursuing the right to freedom and the First Amendment. God bless every one of you.
Thank you, Representative Lanou. Okay, next I'd like to introduce somebody who is also a staunch supporter of freedom in the House of Representatives, but is running for Congress against Joe Courtney. Yeah. State Representative Mike France. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Leanne. What a great crowd. It's good to see everybody out here. Woke up this morning, saw the rain, and went, this is not going to be a good day, but look at this. Beautiful weather. Clearly, it was meant to be. Thank you all for coming out here, energized to protect your rights. And what we've heard from the theme from all the speakers so far is that some in this building have forgotten the primary role of government. It's not to tell you what to do, it's to protect your individual rights. Some in this building have got it to their head that they can dictate to you what to do with your life, with your body. Our founding fathers enshrined in the Constitution our natural rights. They're not rights granted by government. Beware of any bill that has the word rights in it, because that is a right that is not a right. It is granted by government, which means that government can take it away when it chooses to. Our natural rights were enshrined in the Constitution by the founding fathers to ensure that states did not take them away. That's what our federal Constitution was designed to do. Unfortunately, as I stated, many in this building don't even read that document. We have bills proposed every session that infringe on the constitutional rights that are enshrined there. It is great that you're out here standing up for those rights, making them aware of their responsibility to serve you. One of the reasons that I have decided to make a run for Congress is I see the same thing happen in the federal government. They also have forgotten their role. Between the recent legislation that's coming out of the House under Nancy Pelosi's leadership, we're seeing a federal takeover of our elections, a federal attack on religion, the spending of our money that they don't have. We need to stop that. And here, it stops here. You're out here to stand up for your rights, to ensure that you are heard. And before your rights are taken away by arbitrary vote of the legislature and then signed by the governor, we need to make sure they know that there are going to be consequences. And as my good friend Brian Lanou said, the fight is not over here. We need to stand up and continue to fight. Stay in the battle, stay in the fight, and don't give up.
Thank you, Representative France. Just want to give a shout out to Representative Delnicki, who joined us, who's way over there in the corner. We thank you, Representative Delnicki, for your support. So now I'd like to bring in one of our out-of-state guests, someone who is a legislative liaison for Health Choice Massachusetts. She is phenomenal in advocating for her son. I have had the pleasure of speaking with her at rallies and been invited to her events in Massachusetts with Candace, who is also here. We love you very much, Candace. And I would just like to offer a very, very warm welcome to Allison Chapman of Health Choice Massachusetts.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored. All these speakers are fantastic. I watch them all the time. This isn't really my arena. Usually I'm in a room with a few people that I'm sitting and talking to. So I hope you excuse the fact that I had to write my speech down and I'm going to read it. I might be the only one today. But I want to say we have a whole bunch of our people from Massachusetts here today. Make some noise! Health Choice for Action Mass, Health Choice Mass, a whole bunch of other groups. We're all here to support you. Why? Because we also have these similar bills. It is a political nightmare. It is wrong. And we have the fight in us to change. Last week I was listening to Nina Simone, and her lyrics in the song I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free resonated with me. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart, remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free.
That's right.
My name is Allison Chapman. I'm the parent of 3 children who experience continual reactions, convulsions, high fevers, the days-long scream, full body rashes, seizures, and my son developed neurological regression. And he is today 21, my forever child. A few years ago, also, my mother spent 3 months in the hospital after the flu shot for metabolic encephalopathy. She couldn't answer general questions like, what do you want for lunch? These are the experiences that formed my moral conscience. I disregard marginalized labeling terms the media uses like anti-vaccine because they're derogatory. They do not define us. Or why we need medical consent, or that every body is unique. I am a Massachusetts injury, faith, and exemption advocate. We define ourselves. Regardless of party or religious beliefs, parents and guardians are the first responders for every family. Every knee scrape, every sniffle, every seizure, every life event, every triumph, every torment. Children, personal medical decisions, and education should not be political footballs. Individuals and families deserve the right to their own bodies and medical consent without coercion. We are all here today peacefully in peaceful protest to ask one thing. Do not make this detrimental mistake. Do not pass this bill. The legislators need to see the system is broken. Vulnerable subpopulation remains unstudied. Just having these bills increases religious animosity. And yet the blows keep coming. This year we had the flu shot added to our schedule, and I got cries of help all year long. People kicked out of doctor's office, increased animosity, questioned religious sincerity. Some members had already escaped other countries because of their religious discrimination and compelled medical procedures. They thought America was different. 3 separate concerning calls I got were parents of children who their parents said no, fully vaccinated kids. Parents said no to the flu shot and HPV shot. Doctors and nurses took the child, the teenager, into the room alone without the parent, asked again. The teen said no. They harassed them until they said yes. Those children left those doctors' offices violated, feeling violated. They said no.
No means no!
Another parent seeking a medical exemption from her doctor because her daughter's tongue swelled up after allergic reaction to the flu shot. The doctor said, no, I won't consider a medical exemption until this happens at least 5 more times. Contrary to popular belief, medical exemption is a unicorn, and faith and religion do not have a specified box. I became a Democrat early, thinking they supported my issues. I am and was fiercely against all discrimination, bullying, segregation, and believed that education was the tool for equality. Removing any person's right to an education is the biggest public health threat of all. The basis of discrimination is the inability to empathize, understand, or accept the differences of someone else. When you vote today, make sure you put yourself in the shoes of one of those 10,000 children who will be denied education, camps, sports, college, the very opportunities of life.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. We really appreciate your support and advocacy in Massachusetts. We have to support our neighbors. I want to give a shout out to everybody who rode on a bus here from Jersey, or rode down from New Hampshire, or came down from New York, came up from Pennsylvania. We have people that came here from Indiana. I just want to say thank you to our neighbors. We couldn't do this without you. So next I'd like to introduce a state rep who has been fiercely on our side of supporting religious freedom, parental rights, and our right to a free public education. He was very helpful in the House vote last week. Was it last week? It's been so long. State Representative Rick Hayes. Show him some love, people.
So, good afternoon, everybody. You know, this has to be the most impressive crowd at a rally I have ever seen. You should really be holding a clinic on the way rallies and protests should be held across the country. I represent the towns of Putnam, Thompson, and Killingly in the quiet corner, the far northeast corner of the state. But we're not going to be quiet today. What most of you don't know is I spent 33 years in law enforcement, the last 12 as a chief of police. And the reason I tell you that is because the first thing they did when I came here was put me on the Public Safety Committee. So I'm going to tell you a story today, a story that most of the legislators that sit in that committee probably don't want me to discuss. This session, not more than 3 weeks ago, the Public Safety Committee let a bill out of committee which will head to the floor. What that bill does is it allows police officers across the state of Connecticut to wear any religious headwear they want. We debated for 3 hours on the floor, in the committee, and their reasoning is because these police officers deserve to show their religious rights and their religious beliefs. So is that not hypocrisy at its worst? They won't have a religious exemption because they don't need one. They can show their religious beliefs just by wearing a headdress while they're on duty in uniform. But the same legislators that voted that committee out of bill are going to tell you that you need a religious exemption, and then they're going to take that right away from you and take away your religious beliefs and your religious rights. How can they do that in one committee and then do the opposite today? So there are 36 people right up there that are going to be voting today. So everything you need to do needs to be loud enough that they can hear you. Okay, so as a group, 5 times, as loud as we can. My child, my choice. 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 Thank you all. We love you being here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Representative Hayes. So I think we're setting up our next speaker from California. So while we're getting him set up, I'm going to bring in one more legislator really fast. So next, Gail? So next we have State Representative Gail Mastrofrancesco. Come on up and say a few words. I don't know if anyone saw her in the House debate, but she was fierce, and we're so grateful for her. Everybody give a warm welcome to Gail Mastrofrancesco. Okay. How's everybody doing today?
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. I can't tell you how important it is for your presence to be here today. While up in the Senate, they are getting ready to vote to take your parental rights away from you. It is. I have to say, it is the most egregious piece of legislation that I have ever seen. The government has no business making medical choices for you and your family. We need to stop this legislation right in its tracks, because I'll tell you right now, if this passes today, what will be next? What will be the next right and the freedom that is being taken away from you? We have seen this since COVID. Every day there's a little bit of freedom taken away from us. And it has to end today. I just want to say, I got to tell you, it bothered me so much with this bill that the government actually believes, and there's people up in that Senate, in the House, that actually believe that it is their right to stick a needle in your arm, and they believe that it's their right to do that. It is absurd. Our Constitution doesn't say that. Our Constitution says that you are free people, and the government has no business interfering with it. And we need to stop this right now, because I got to tell you, I'm really scared of what's going to come next. It's a daily battle in this Capitol, but we can't do it without the support of everybody here. So whatever happens today, I want everybody here to know, and I know I can say this with my colleagues, that we will never, ever stop fighting for you. Ever. Thank you very much.
All right, can I have my sign holders please take the stage? Shoulder to shoulder, ladies. Okay. So, kill the bill. Hey, can we make 2 rows? 2 rows. Oh, good, good. Okay. So, ears. When the people who don't want the truth come to light stifle our voice, we take it to the streets. And we owe this entire campaign a whole debt of gratitude and love to their designer, Josh Coleman.
There was a few of us chatting last night, and someone said that it's good that I'm here to bring the California experience, since we've already lost our vaccine exemptions there. So I can let everyone know what they're in for if that happens today. I said I could sum it up in 2 words. You're fucked. If you have children in school or about to go into school, it's not going to be easy. So Leanne called me about a week and a half ago, crying as she saw the writing on the wall, that Connecticut could be losing their exemptions. She asked, what do I tell parents who are going to call me and ask me for help? And I wish I would have had a good answer for her. I get those calls all the time in California. I have to tell those people to homeschool or to move. But homeschooling is only temporary. In a state where they're removing vaccine exemptions, homeschoolers are next. It doesn't stop here. That's what's happening in California right now. Legislators are after charter schools that serve our homeschool community. So be aware that if you start homeschooling your kids as an alternative, your time is limited. Very likely, we're going to see a total of roughly 20 states in this country lose their exemptions. And guess what? They're mostly blue. So if you move to keep your kids in school, don't choose one of those. Now, I know moving or even homeschooling isn't an option for everyone, so we're back to those 2 words we started with. So I didn't want to sugarcoat anything for you today, but there is a silver lining. Sometimes things need to get worse before they get better. This is one of those things. The pharmaceutical companies that make vaccinations for years have been getting away with murder. And I'm not using that word figuratively. This extreme push across the country is the best thing that could happen for the health freedom movement. This kind of insane, totalitarian stripping of our God-given rights is waking people up in droves. And we need to take advantage of that. What is it that the other side uses to convince people that taking our rights away is a good idea? Fear, exactly right. But it's misplaced. The general population has been deceived. I have fear. I am fearful of injecting my child with a vaccine that hasn't been double-blind, inert, placebo, safety tested like they do with every other medical product. I fear giving my child a vaccine that could permanently injure or kill him to prevent a rash. I fear giving my child a vaccine from a pharmaceutical company that doesn't have to take responsibility for it. Especially one that has been convicted of medical fraud over the safety of their products over and over and over and over and over again. If you lose your exemptions today, don't be discouraged and do not give up. What the forces who are taking your rights away want. They want you to throw up your hands and say, I give up. And I'm saying that because I've seen this happen to a lot of people in California. This is a very unique time in history. We, the people who are well informed about the real risks of vaccination, have the ear of the public. Everyone right now is interested in the topic of vaccination. Information and education will win this war. What we know is devastating to the false narrative being pushed. The other side knows this. How many of you have posted information about vaccine risk on social media and had it removed, fact-checked, had your account suspended? Did you know all the vaccine injury interviews I shot with Polly Tommy while on tour with Vaxxed have been removed from Facebook and YouTube? All of them. Why? Because they're a threat to the false narrative that vaccines are safe and effective. The V is for Vaccine campaign, with the signs and the freeway banners providing verifiable facts about vaccine risks, is under major fire. NBC National did a piece recently criticizing other news agencies for putting pictures of the signs in their articles. Why? Because when they do that, it spreads valuable, important information that hurts the vaccine push. In California, right now, Senator Pan authored a bill that will make peacefully demonstrating with the V's for Vaccine signs in over 10,000 public locations illegal. That will be passed in the next month. The vaccine pushers know that information will be their downfall. They're telling us that with the extreme censorship.
Right.
That is your stone against this Goliath. If it wasn't a threat, they wouldn't be trying to shut us up. Do not be silenced. Take advantage of this unique time in history and grow our numbers exponentially by educating everyone around you any way you can. If you have a child that suffered an adverse reaction to vaccines, share your story. Tell people what happened. Use the signs from V is for Vaccine to spread information about vaccine risks to huge groups of people in public. Education is the key. All the people need is the information, and they will stand up for their rights and the rights of their children. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of the end of medical tyranny. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. This is really beautiful. Thank you, sign holders. We appreciate you. And now if you could just take your steps back behind the orange barricades, Capitol Police will be very grateful for me saying that, wherever you came from. I'm going to bring Dr. Paterna back up here because he's going to introduce a couple of friends of his that came up from New Jersey to support us. And I want to give him a quick shout out. Matt, would you like to come introduce our next two speakers?
All right, the tears stopped for a few minutes, so I'm back. All right, it is a great pleasure to introduce a couple of my colleagues from New Jersey. Dr. Terry and Stu Warner are impacting millions of people around the world as the founders of the Wellness Parenting Revolution. They have helped thousands of children and pregnant women optimize their health at their Point Pleasant, New Jersey pediatric and prenatal chiropractic practice. You gotta shorten that a little bit, man, that's a lot. Doctors Warner are internationally sought after speakers at doctor parenting and health conferences and appear regularly on national TV as experts in the important topic of raising extraordinarily healthy kids. I give it up for Doctors Terry and Stu Warner. Woo!
Hello, Connecticut. We asked all of you last time we were here to come back and bring more people. And boy, did you bring back more people with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thousands of people are here. We closed our practice, drove 3 hours to be here today, and our patients are not upset with us because they know that we are here fighting for your kids and our kids and all the future kids in America. By the way, Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci told me to send their regards to you. They said it'll only be a couple more years. You know, we're all here during a time when there's so much struggle and fret and angst about how do we get our kids back to school safely and responsibly. We got to get our kids back safely and responsibly. And there's so much angst and struggle over how we do this. Do you want to know my solution on how to get the kids back to school safely and responsibly? You unlock the front door of the school. It's always been safe. It's never not been safe. They can all go back to school right now. No masks, no distancing, no shielding, no anything. It's always been safe. And anyone that thinks it's not safe to go back to school has tested positive for stupid. The CDC says 5 times more kids die of the flu than from COVID all the previous years. So where was all the calls 3 and 5 years ago for masking and distancing and all the rest and the fear? Because it's always been safe for our kids. And I don't want to hear anyone say anymore, my spouse lost their job and my kids are having anxiety because of a pandemic or because of a virus. That is not true. Our America is being destroyed and all the rest, not because of a virus and a pandemic. It is because of unjust, unscientific, ineffective, tyrannical governor mandates. Stand for that? Do we need the government to babysit our kids and make decisions for our kids? Who should make those decisions? That's right. I heard on the radio last week, there's a medical doctor, Dr. Kaplan, was saying on the radio concerning this. He said, I will not let people exercise their religious freedoms not to vaccinate their children and put all the other kids that are vaccinated at risk. How many times do we have to share the same thing? If their vaccines protect them and they're good about that, what do they have to be concerned about your unvaccinated kids? If anybody thinks that your unvaccinated kids put anybody at risk, you are tested positive for stupid. If the senators and the governors think that your healthy, beautiful, God-given, loving children put anybody at risk, they have tested positive for stupid. And this all started for us in New Jersey at the Senate Health Committee meeting. They had the #1 pediatrician in the state, top of the American Academy of Pediatrics, top hospital affiliation, stay under oath in front of the Senate Health Committee that the science of vaccine safety is settled. Vaccines are safe. Did he lie to us? How do we know they're not safe? Well, we can see millions of people that have had vaccine-injured children or children have died. We need to believe them, right? We can also look at the vaccine court to tell our people they're not safe. Our government has already paid $4.3 billion compensating families whose children have died or become damaged due to vaccines. We also know that it's not safe because last year there were 62,000 reports to the vaccine adverse VAERS system from the Health and Human Services and 533 deaths. Here's the kicker. Harvard studied the vaccine adverse event reporting system and said only 1% of vaccine injuries are even reported. So it's astronomical how many children are being injured and killed by the vaccines. And if you really want to know if they're safe, just pull out the vaccine insert in every pediatrician's office wrapped around every vaccine, and you'll see hundreds of illnesses and diseases that are caused by the vaccines, including death. So you, whenever there's a risk, you need a choice, right? For all of you out there that are not wanting to be discriminated against because you have your children going to chiropractors and doing extended breastfeeding and sleeping with your babies and not vaccinating them, you should not be discriminated against. Martin Luther King said, in the end, we will not be remembered, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but we'll remember the silence of our friends. Will you be silenced? I can't hear you. Will you be silenced? We will never stop fighting. We will always be here. In the end, we will win. The truth will prevail. All of you here right now are more powerful than anyone's ever given you permission to believe. You are powerful. We love you for being here. Bring back thousands more. Wake everybody up. Never stop telling the truth. We need more leaders out there. Thank you for being here. And now Dr. Terry Warner.
USA! 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 Woo! Thank you all for being here today. One of my friends who was just on stage had come from the audience and commented that it was so exciting to be up here and see how many of you are out there. Woo! You may not realize it, but we are thousands strong today. And it is not only the thousands of you in the crowd that are here today, but the millions that are watching from home who are in solidarity with the movement. And I say to those at home who could not be with us today but are here in spirit, you are not alone. We are with you. And we will not go down without a fight. Woo! Well, I heard you guys when we were here about 2 months ago. It was a much colder day, so the crowd was a little leaner. And they said, this time we're going Jersey. And boy, you guys brought it. We're so happy to be here. And I just want to give a shout out to my Jersey coalition. Where's Jersey here? Woo! We're so happy to be here with you today. And I know when we fought this battle and won this battle last year in New Jersey, we looked in the crowd and I saw my friends from Connecticut. I saw my friends, my chiropractors, all our people coming down and supporting us, and we knew we needed to be here to support you today. We are a family. You find your greatest friends and greatest strengths and greatest allies right here together. We have become a family for one another. Use that, lean on that. Many battles have been fought in Trenton, in Hartford. As we look back historically, we go back to our revolution. Nearly 250 years ago, men were fighting and paying the ultimate price for what? Freedom! 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 And we are to make our own healthcare decisions for ourselves and our children. Fundamental American rights. And we are asking our legislators to vote with us to protect our constitutional rights. Hold your signs up high for me. Woo! Now that's a great picture. These are the messages we want our legislators to know. We hold our signs high and proud. I don't co-parent with the government. Parents call the shots. Coercion is not consent. These are our messages. We stand for medical freedom. My child, my choice.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to be here. This is incredible.
We are awake. We are not asleep. And one of my favorites, you shouldn't need an exemption to opt out of a medical procedure that has death as a possible adverse reaction. The debate is simple. We're either allowing our government to make our choices for us, or you and God are in charge. It's as simple as that. Our freedoms and our rights are truly being stripped away from us one by one. We cannot let that happen. I had a patient yesterday say, Dr. Terry, thank you so much for going, but what can I do? What can I do? You guys today are doing it. You're here. You're loud. You're making a difference. We don't know how the vote will come out today, but this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Do not allow your rights to be stripped from you. If you remember the old story, if you take a frog and you drop it into a pot of boiling water, it jumps out. But if you put that frog into a nice, warm, lukewarm bath and slowly turn up the heat, it'll eventually boil to death. That's what happens if we allow one by one, like layers of an onion, our rights to be stripped and stripped and stripped. We can stand no more. It is time to take back our country, preserve our rights and our freedoms, or we will be saying and telling our children what Ronald Reagan once said. This is a quote that I keep above my desk at work. And I saw it yesterday before I left. And he said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day, we'll spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men were free. It's up to all of us to let them know we will stand for no more. It is time to take it all back, preserve our rights, say no to medical mandates, yes to medical autonomy, and yes to the freedoms that our Constitution affords us. I never thought that in 2021, we'd be led into an Orwellian 1984.
Yeah.
I was an 80s kid, but I don't want to see that. When I was getting ready to come on stage, I thought of 3 words. And I think that it's important that we remind our legislators of the 3 words that start our Constitution. We the people. You got it, baby. We the people will stand for no more. Say it with me. We the people. 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 This is not the end. This is just the beginning. We're getting bigger. The movement's growing. Stay with it because we the people are not going away. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. We really appreciate you. So everyone, I just got an announcement from inside the building that the Senate has convened session. So scream and make some noise.
Hey, Leah.
I know, I'm trying. Okay, everybody.
Great job,
if we
guys.
could please ask you to hold it down. We have another guest speaker, a legislator, who is coming in to speak.
Tone it down for a second, guys. Hold on. Hold on. We got a legislator
Hey,
coming up.
guys. Hello. Woo!
All right, great job. They've been holding that in for a few minutes.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hold up.
So, we have a counter protest.
Thank you.
Okay. So, everybody, you are now officially part of the Connecticut legislative record because you were heard inside while they were filming. So next we're going to bring out... I'm trying.
Listen, hey, we have someone here. Thank you for your noise. We have someone here who's one of the strongest voices in the state of Connecticut. We have someone here who stood up on the floor and made, as an attorney, I will say, made one of the best oral arguments I have heard against this bill. We have the good representative from the 70th District. Give it up for Miss Attorney Rosa Rabimbis.
Thank you, Rosa.
Good afternoon, Connecticut. Good afternoon, freedom fighters. I stand before you as a parent. I stand before you as a daughter. I pledge to you to continue to fight for your freedoms, not only for us now, but our future, who I see all of the little ones out in this audience who are begging for our protection. That's what we are here to do, to protect our freedoms, to protect their futures. We are legislators. We work for you. This transcends party lines. This transcends skin color. This transcends all biases and discrimination. This is our freedom. This is our future. Let us be that legislative intent for those senators who are in there. We are taking back our rights. Want to come into our homes. The irony that those legislators who vote for this want to come to our worship homes. The ironies that these doors continue to be locked to the public, and this is the public's house. Voices have been silenced throughout this entire process. The public health, they shut your voices. This building, shut your voices. Not anymore. We are here to grab and fight for our freedoms. We are here to work for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here and making sure that we preserve our religious rights, our personal rights on behalf of the future of Connecticut, our children. God bless you all, and God bless the state of Connecticut.
Thank you, Rosa. So much. All right. Thank you, Representative Rabimbis. Next. So things are moving quickly inside. They're talking about the bill, the points of the bill, how important it is to protect public health, and how the House passed it, so they should too. Everybody boo. You're blocking all of our press cameras, and we really don't want this to be censored. So next I want to bring up somebody special. He has dedicated his entire life Him and his wife and his family have given up a lot for this freedom fighting movement, and I gotta give him a special shout out. He has done amazing things. He has moved mountains. He has dedicated everything he has to this fight, and I'm really proud of everything he's done. He is one of the 4 medical freedom fighting groups here in Connecticut. He's a local attorney, Attorney Brian Festa of the Connecticut Freedom Alliance. Everybody show him some love.
Thank you, Leanne. I'm not going to take up too much time because I want to hear you more than I want to hear myself. Some of you may not believe that if you know me. Okay, I don't want to dampen everybody's mood here today, but I'm going to start off by talking about someone inside that building.
Let's do it.
Thanks. Senate President Martin Looney. Senator Looney, absolutely. Senator Looney, a couple of weeks ago, made a statement in one of his interviews with the local media. And you may have read this quote. He said that the children are not the mere possessions of their parents, that the children are not mere goods or chattel, and that when parents neglect their duty, it's time for the State Department of Children and Families to step in. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb right now, and I'm going to guess that you don't agree with that. The children do not belong to the state. I see a wonderful sign right there that I don't co-parent with the government. I don't co-parent with anyone except my spouse and with God. Our children are gifts from God. They were not gifted to us by Senator Looney or Speaker Ritter. They were not gifted to us by the Department of Children and Families, which has no right to tell us how to raise our children, has no right to tell us how to treat our children, has no right to tell us how to educate our children. They have no rights. We have the rights. Now let me tell you here, this is just the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to stop with this. They're not going to stop. If they push this bill through today, this isn't the end. This is the beginning for them. And this is why you need to continue to be energized. They're coming after medical exemptions next. It's already in this bill. They've created a special oversight committee made up of a bunch of legislators, mostly Democrats, and people from the Department of Public Health. That's another wonderful agency. Okay? That are going to make decisions as to what exemptions are allowed and what exemptions are not. And guess what? You think it's hard to get an exemption now? You will never get a medical exemption again in this state after this bill passes. So you need to be loud. You need to make your presence known. Make yourselves heard. Let me tell you something. It goes beyond this. The COVID passports, you've all heard about them. They're already starting that. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to go to a concert, do anything. You won't be able to access medical care, nothing, without this vaccine. And you certainly won't be able to get an education, which is your constitutional right. So I want to tell you, if we can't stop it here, we're going to stop it there across the street. Because that Supreme Court building, symbolically faces the state capitol. Do you know why that building is placed across the street facing the capitol? Do you know why they did that? It's supposed to be a check on the legislature. This branch is supposed to be a check on the power of the legislators. Okay? And so we are going to file a lawsuit. I first want to tell you about 3 people that are here that are going to be filing a lawsuit. Kevin Barry, Jim Ramigas, and Lindy Urso are going to be filing a lawsuit. I don't want to steal their thunder, so I'm not going to say too much about it, but I'm going to tell you to support them. They have a fundraiser going on Mighty Cause, I believe, and Leanne can give you the link. So I'm telling you to support that lawsuit. We also have our own lawsuit, because guess what? We need to attack this from every single angle. So the Connecticut Freedom Alliance, along with our sister organization, We the Patriots USA, that my very dear friend and business partner Don and I founded together. It's a national organization, and we are going to be filing litigation, joining together to fight this repeal bill after it passes. We're not going to waste any time. Before that ink is dry on Lamont's signature, we are filing in state and federal court. I want to make an announcement about that today. Due to a very generous anonymous donor who made a donation of $30,000, our religious exemption lawsuit is fully funded. So as soon as the check is in my hand, I'm shutting down the fundraiser. So I want to thank all of you, but continue to support the other lawsuit as well, because again, we have different arguments, we have different angles, different claims. We're going to attack this in every way possible. And please, the last thing I'm going to say, because like I said, it's not stopping here with this vaccine exemption repeal bill. It's the passports, it's the mask mandates, it's everything they're doing to us. We the Patriots USA is taking on litigation all across the country. We're partnering with attorneys. We partnered with Simone Gold at America's Frontline Doctors. And we have a lawsuit, Kristen Megan, the OSHA expert, you may know her. We have attorneys that we've outsourced that are representing her against Delta Airlines because she was not allowed to board a plane without a mask. So we're suing Delta Airlines. We're also helping out Dr. Micheline Epstein's daughter in New York, attended a private school in New York. She is a doctor, and she lost custody of her daughter simply because she was not wearing a mask outside on the sidewalk in front of the school. So we're taking on that case. We're suing the school. We're appealing the judgment to have her for the custody. Okay, so we are taking on all these cases. Please check it out. We have something called the Patriot Support Network. It's on our website. I have Jackie's giving out some cards right now for me. So it's wethepatriotsusa.org. Check it out. I love you all. God bless you all. And like Matt's dad said, let's give him hell.
Give it up for Brian Festa. Way to go, Brian. Hey guys, we got loud last time. We need to get louder this time. Kill the bill! 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 Louder! This side, kill the bill! 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 Louder! Kill the bill! Kill the bill! All right, thank you
All
guys.
right. Good job, everybody.
Great job.
Thank you so much. You are now still part of the legislative record in that House, but we want to bring up another staunch supporter of freedom. We have State Representative Kurt Vale. Everybody show him a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. I wore my Sunday best. Okay, this one's better. Sunday best. Thank you so much for coming out today. This is I represent the beautiful towns of Stafford and Somers up in the north central part of Connecticut. And I was elected the first time in 2014, and I was elected to be a state representative, not a state dictator. This is bullshit. All right, my bad. Anyways, you get the point. There's a lot of bad things about this. They add the grandfather people in, or grandfather children in from the ages of 5 to 18. The kids are in kindergarten to 12th grade. That's garbage too. How can you grandfather in freedom? Right there. You can't. You either have it or you don't. And they're trying to take it away. Again, Gail Master Francesco said it earlier. I've been, again, 7th year here. This is the most egregious bill I've seen. And we got some pretty bad ones. You know, and we got more to come, but this is the worst. I have 4 children. I don't need Jonathan Steinberg or Bob Duff or anyone else telling me how to raise my kids. Neither do you. You don't need me telling you how to raise your family. You know, the Senate's right there. They're right there. And I know for a fact, because I already told, they can hear you guys on CTN. Do not let up. Your voices are being heard. Again, we may not win this battle. Maybe we will. Doesn't look too good, but maybe we will. Okay? Do not give up. This makes a difference. This is what they do in other states, as someone said earlier. It passes and everybody fades away. Do not fade away. We need you. We need your voice. So again, I want to thank, this is the biggest crowd I've ever seen here. It's the most people I've ever talked to. So keep fighting. We're here for you, and keep it up. God bless. Kill the bill! 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 Kill the bill!
Woo! Come on up here. Freedom fighter in our House of Representatives. She gave a slamming speech on the floor in opposition to House Bill 6423. We're so grateful for Kim Fiorella. Everybody show her some love. Louder!
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you. I am Kimberly Fiorello, State Representative from Greenwich and Stamford. Greenwich and Stamford, hello. I am a mother of 4 children. I came here today with 2 of my kids. And as parents, we strive to lead by example, don't we? We have read these bills, and they're not good bills. We understand our country, we understand freedom, and we know that this eradication of the parental rights, the attack on religious rights is happening on our watch. And that's why we're all here. I am so grateful for every single one of you who are here, and the encouragement that you give to legislators is vital. And them hearing your voice is so vital. I want to just thank you and send you all my love for being here, and we will keep fighting. Please don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. All right. So where's Matt? Matt, where are you at? So guys, we just got a little intel from inside the State House. It sounds like they're having a discussion, and they decided that they don't want to vote on this bill till everybody leaves. Big bunch of chickens, huh? So I know I'm going to stay here for a while. I don't know about you. But we've got food trucks, we've got porta potties, we've got stuff for the kids to do in Bushnell Park if they get antsy. But I know I'm here for the long haul, and I hope all of you are too. All right. So next I want to introduce a trio. I call them my Connecticut Cavalry. And the reason I do that is because for the last, few years that we've been fighting these bills in Connecticut, we've had this team of attorneys. There's 3 of them. They're not paying attention right now, but they have begun research. They've begun all the work that's necessary for us to file an immediate legal challenge should this bill pass. Now, they are extremely smart. They are very well versed in Connecticut legislature, Connecticut politics, Connecticut law. Some of them are kicking butt in other states and making Cuomo look like, I can't say it on a microphone, but he's kicking Cuomo's butt all up and down the courtrooms in New York. So, So I'd like to show the loudest show of love that we have for attorney Jim Mermigas, attorney Lindy Urso, and attorney Kevin Barry. Show them love.
Guys, I've been coming up here 3 years, and I've been trying like hell to talk about Speaker Matt Ritter's conflicts of interest, and I can never get it in because he's got his little gatekeeper there, Senator Steinberg, shutting me down. Well, not today, Steinberg. You should all know Speaker Ritter is the #1 pusher of this entire bill. He's been pushing it for about 5 years. He's corrupt. He's a corrupt politician. He's a corrupt attorney. He works for a pharma law firm. He's a partner in a pharma law firm, Shipman Goodwin. And one of their biggest clients is the largest independent pharmaceutical country in the world, Boehringer Ingelheim. And they're moving into cancer vaccines. And his father, interestingly, lobbies for that same pharmaceutical company. He's a head lobbyist for that pharmaceutical company. So I just wanted to get that out because Matt Ritter has been getting it passed this entire time, and he is a corrupt, filthy, dirty politician. You know, this mandatory vaccine issue, I think, is the issue of our time. It's going to determine whether our children are ours. It's going to determine whether we have bodily autonomy. It's going to determine whether medical tyranny trumps religious freedom. And I want you all to rest easy because Leanne, as she said, she put together a great team. These two guys here came within a whisker of saving the religious exemption in New York. Kevin Barry and Jim Ramirez. Jim has been wiping the floor with Governor Cuomo's behind all year. And I want you to know, we've been working already, we've been coordinating, we've had many meetings, we've spent many hours preparing for this. So if this thing goes south, don't fret. We are prepared to have your back, and we will take this thing all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court if necessary. And you should know there are some differences in Connecticut that give us, and differences in the composition of the courts, that give us real confidence that we're actually going to win. We're going to win because we have to.
Thank you, Lindy. Guys, this is a beautiful sight. Thank you all for coming out today. So here's what's going to happen. If it goes down today like it seems it is, and the Senate passes this and the governor signs it, then the next move is it goes to the Attorney General because we'll be seeing them in court.
Yeah.
So let me tell you what your Attorney General has been up to recently. Your Attorney General is sworn to uphold the United States and the Connecticut Constitution. But what he did last month was write a letter to Facebook and to Twitter asking for more censorship. So why is it Attorney General Tong, of all the Attorney Generals in the country, who's writing that letter? It's because of you people. It's because you people are using your First Amendment rights. He's trying to block them. And here's how he's doing it. There's 5 freedoms in the First Amendment: freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of petition, and freedom of assembly. So what's the Attorney General asking for censorship of? He's censoring your free speech because of your petitions, which thousands of you have signed, and God bless you for that, while you're assembling on social media. That's where you assemble in 2021, about freedom of religion. That's all 5 of the rights in the First Amendment he's trying to protect, and he's asking for censorship. That's ridiculous. And we're looking forward to seeing them in court because we are going to kick their ass. And I try to imagine what it was like in the assembly in the Democratic caucus room when they were trying to figure out, how are we going to defend this bill, this indefensible bill? They were racking their brains. And here's what they came up with. Just say proactive 1,000 times. Just say, oh, it's going to be proactive. And if you watch that 13-hour hearing again, do not make a drinking game out of Assemblyman Steinberg saying proactive, or you will be in the hospital. That's all they did. They said, oh, well, what we're doing is proactive. Which, what they're really saying is, there's no reason for this bill. And their own data shows that there's no reason for this bill. And the Assembly Republicans did a wonderful job of pointing out that the state knows exactly what schools are below the threshold, and they've done nothing about that. What they chose to do instead is discriminate against the religious. And that's unconstitutional. So let me pass this over in a minute to Ramirez, the badass on my left. And I want to leave you with this on inalienable. There are inalienable rights, right? And what does inalienable mean? It means it's so in your bones, you can't give it away and it can't be taken away. That's what inalienable rights are. And if you don't look on your phones now, but later on the drive home, look up inalienable on your phone, and the description of what inalienable means on dictionary.com is religious freedom, the most inalienable of human rights. Woo! That's
That's what the word means. And the people inside are taking away your inalienable rights, and that's not going to stand. We will not let that stand. And also, to the children here, this is great homeschool. This is a great homeschooling lesson, right? And here's something you already know, but I'll repeat it. Your parents love you. These people, you're a number, right? These people will never, ever, no government in the history of the world has ever known a child like their mom and their dad. And they never will. It's such a simple concept, and we look forward to getting this right back for you if it goes away. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, this guy coming up right here.
Welcome, everybody.
Attorney Jim Marmikas, guys. This is the one telling Governor Cuomo where to go.
Listen, after I'm done, we're going to start. We're not leaving. We are not leaving here. We'll stay here till midnight tonight. We're not leaving.
We are not leaving. We're not leaving.
We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
We are not leaving.
Yeah.
We are not leaving.
Take it away.
We are not leaving. We are not leaving. We are not leaving.
I thank Leanne for putting this remarkable team together. I couldn't work with two better attorneys than Lindy and Kevin Barry. Hopefully, we won't need to work on this. Hopefully, Ned Lamont will grow a set of something and say no. He doesn't have to be like Cuomo and Newsom and sign the bill. He could grow a sack and say, no, I'm not going to sign this bill. I'm not taking away religious rights from Connecticut. All right. I found out that 2% to 3% of Connecticut children have a religious exemption. What are we here for? You're going to take away the rights of 2 to 3%? Are you guys a threat? 2 to 3%? Are you kidding me right now?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
It's not about religion. It's not about everything. They want, and if you think that this is about just the vaccine schedule, you're mistaken. All you have to see is what's been going on over the last year. We are in deep trouble. This is not only about the vaccine schedule. This is about COVID and every other bullshit disease that they come up with in the future. This morning, I woke up and I hear some specialist on TV saying this pandemic will not end until every kid is vaccinated. Every kid. We need to fight, we need to push back, and we will not relent. We will not relent to tyranny. I have been fighting Cuomo over the last year, and I will not relent to that man, and I will not relent to Lamont. I'm hearing stories already. A mom called me 2 days ago. My kid was taken out of the classroom for a COVID test. He said he wanted to speak to mommy. He said he didn't want the COVID test. The assistant principal said, no, you're going to have the COVID test. Otherwise, you're not going to go to recess. We need to fight now. Enough's enough. My friend's mom took the COVID vaccine. She didn't know any better. Had some severe reactions to the COVID vaccine. Went to a specialist in Manhattan. The doctor said, yes, this is a reaction from the COVID vaccine. But please don't tell anybody. Don't go on social media. Don't tell the news. Don't tell anybody. We are being silenced, and we can't be silenced anymore. Talk to your kids when they come home from school. How was your day? What are they telling you in school? We need to tell people. If there's a reaction, we tell people. We educate everybody, because people don't know. They watch the news and they think taking the COVID vaccine is like having their orange juice, eating their pancakes, and that's it. That's what they want to do. And there will be more than the COVID vaccine. There'll be others. And by the way, the religious exemption, when they came with these mandates in Connecticut, they made sure that they also put in a religious exemption. Why is that? If your choice, whether or not you want to vaccinate your kid, is not a religious issue, why, when they started with these mandates back in the 50s or 60s, they made sure that there was a religious exemption? Because it is a religious issue. And religion is being silenced in this country, and no more. And I'm very, very, very glad to see so many people here today. And we need to tell, we need to educate, we need to tell everybody. This is not about just the vaccine schedule. It's about COVID. It's about our freedoms. It's about our rights. And we need to kick back. If the Senate decides to vote for this bill, you have our word that the three of us will fight to get your rights back. We will do everything possible. We came very close in New York to getting the PI back. I had a judge with tears in his eyes telling me that he understands it's a religious issue, but he couldn't grant the injunction. The case is still pending, but I assure you, we will get the religious exemption back if it's removed today. And Mr. Lamont, you have the chance to show that you're independent, that you're not a follower, that you're not swayed by the Speaker Ritter. You have a choice today, or tomorrow, or whatever it is, to say no. I follow the Constitution. I remember that I did swear to abide by the Constitution at some point. So I will honor what I swore, and I will not sign this bill. You have a choice, Mr. Lamont. Do not sign this bill. Do not be like Newsom or Cuomo. Be yourself, be independent, and do not sign this bill. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you. There's one last thing I want to leave you with. The state of Connecticut's Constitution, where it talks about religious freedom and free exercise of religion, says it is a forever right. The free exercise of religion shall, no wiggle words, is a forever right in Connecticut. Whatever happens on those screens today, forever is not ending today. Unless there's I don't see any media or anything behind the building. I don't think forever ends today, and whenever Lamont signs this thing, forever doesn't end. And we're looking forward to bringing that to a judge, asking if forever is still happening. Cheers, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, Jim, and Lindy. Cannot wait to throw a legal smackdown on the state when they pull this crap. Okay. Do I have Pastor Lewis ready? Okay. So next I want to bring up a Hartford native. He is a doctor and a pastor. He's written amazing books. He's a world-renowned speaker. He knows how to bring the heat, and we're just so grateful for all of his love and support in our freedom-fighting community. He is a fervent defender of religious freedom, and we couldn't be more grateful to have him on our team. Please give a loud, warm welcome to Pastor Aaron Lewis.
Listen, as I always start off, I love every single one of you. Every one of you. In fact, I want y'all to do something that they told us inside that house not to do. Hug somebody right next to you and just tell them that you love them. Come on, do it. Do it. Hug somebody, even a stranger. Come on, well, she should have hugged them already. Come on, hug somebody. Tell them that you love them. I love you. I love you. You can't change that. I love you.
We love you.
I'm so concerned about what's happening right now because, as Martin Luther King once said, that he was worried that he was filtering his people into a house that was burning down. And that's what I'm seeing. An overwhelming majority of people in our state assembly that look like me, who are not allowed, you heard what I said, who are not allowed to talk to me. And the reason that they don't talk to me or speak to me is not because I won't talk to them. I love people. I love to talk to people. They won't talk to me because Mr. Ritter told them that I'm the enemy of the state. And the reason why I'm the enemy of the state is because I refuse to hate you. I'm the enemy of the state because I refuse to hate cops. I'm the enemy of the state because I refuse to defund the police. And so the greatest manipulation that I've ever seen in my lifetime is when I say something that you don't agree with, but then the legislative offices that be say that they have to separate from me. Now, all I'm doing is what I do every time I get the mic. I preach life. And I call an ace an ace and a spade a spade. I've never seen in my lifetime people so brainwashed. And listen, I don't only speak as a preacher of righteousness, I speak as an oracle of God, and I speak as a prophet of God. And as much as they believe that this bill will prosper, according to God's word, it won't prosper, and Matt Ritter will come to demise. Y'all heard what I said. I prophesy it. And listen, they can lock me up, they can kill me. When I found the Lord, I was already dead. I'm a dead man walking. My governor will have to answer for his wickedness. Because what they are doing is divisive. They're trying to tear us apart. They're trying to separate us. They're trying to destroy our morale. They're trying to destroy our togetherness. They're causing racial upheaval. You're not racist, they're racist. And listen, I love my brothers and my sisters, and I'm praying for them that their eyes will be open before it's too late. Because they're trying to destroy our families, and they're doing it in the name of the law. But they don't understand that this game cannot be played forever. I played the game, you played the game, they're playing the game. But there's one thing that I have to let you know, is that God's not playing the game. He's not in the game. But I promise you that God will say 2 words, and when he does, it's going to be all right. And those 2 words are game over. God bless you. God bless you. And God bless these United States of America.
Kevin, thank you.
All right, so we got a little intel from the House. Senator Rob Sampson is speaking right now, and he's
an amazing person. I'm getting live updates right now. So give the love to Senator Tony Huang and Rob Sampson. Woo! Louder, 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 louder. All right, next. Thank you, everyone. All right, next we have a really special guest who has been flying all over the country. I don't even know how he's like standing up right now. He is of the Urban Global Health Alliance, and he is also a fervent defender of freedom. And we are so grateful and thankful that he is here on our team. Please give a very loud, warm welcome to Kevin Jenkins.
All right, everyone, I'm going to step off the steps. Am I allowed to do that? Yes. Okay, this is what this is really about this year. You know, I started my journey here last year. I don't know if you know that. I was in a room with Bobby Kennedy. I was in a room with a bunch of freedom fighters talking about how do we save humanity, but most of all, how do we fight for our children? Now, I want everybody in this crowd to do me a favor today. Who's here to fight for their children? 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 Because that's what this is about. I can't hear you. Who's here to fight for their children? Who's here to fight for their children? That's what this is about. Okay, so now that we've all agreed that we're here to fight for our children, are we prepared to find out God courage to fight for this country? Raise your hands some more. Because this is the year of solutions. This is the year to fight back. This is the year to find hope. This is the year to find love. But this is the year to take action. See, the problem is they think you're lazy. They think you're not prepared to fight. They're just going to roll over you. They're just going to take your breath away from you. They're just going to take your ability to love. They're going to take your ability to travel, because that's what this bill is about. It's about staging that. So my issue for you is, are you prepared to take action? See, guess what? Because they're saying that, look how easy it was to take everything away from them. Look how easy it was to put the mask of shame on them. Look how easy it was to stop them in their tracks. But see, I think you know better, and you know what's inside of you, and I know you know how to fight. So this is not about just today. Don't go home like you normally do and get in front of your computers and be what I call it the keyboard warriors. You need to get into the streets. You need to go into your neighborhoods. You need to go and tell your churches to open up for God and stop selling the devil's product. So send a message to them. And it's not over today. Is it over today? Is it over today back there? Okay, because you're going to find your God coach and you're going to take back your government. Say, we're going to take back our government. No, I can't hear you. You sound soft. Because guess what? Every day they get up and they work against you. So say, we're going to take back our government. We are not going to forget what they're doing to us. Right? We're not going to go home and close the doors and be quiet, because we're going to come after all of them by taking our rights to protect our children away from us. Our most precious value resource in our life is our children. And you're all sitting home saying, every time you read the newspaper, what are we going to do? What are we going to do this year? We're going to take action. 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 All right, so here's my last parting words for you. My people had to cross the river to be free. We came here in the bottom of a ship. And when we came from beneath that bottom of the ship, we came into horror in this country. I want you to understand it, horror. But you know what they did? The ones that wanted to be free, to make us all free, they had to cross that river. They had to cross that river to fight injustice. They had to cross that river to find their families. They had to cross that river to find their God. So the question to you today, are you prepared to cross the river to fight for your family? Are you prepared to fight for injustice? Now, when I come back to Connecticut, I don't want to see these people in this building anymore. Anybody that votes against us, we're going to vote them out. have to go into the corners. You have to go, there you go. There you go. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. Now this is what this is about. Vote them out. So I want to call on you. You only got one shot at this. You only got one shot at this. You only got one shot at this. If you don't take advantage of this, you will be slaves forever. Do you want to be a slave forever? Because I damn sure don't want to be one. Because my ancestors fought against that. They mentioned Martin Luther King, Ida B. Wells, Frederick Douglass, Paul Robeson. They mentioned all the great ones. But guess what? They had to cross the river to fight for injustice, against injustice. So God bless all of you. God bless America. God bless your family. Let's show some love to each other. Hug 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 each other. Come on now, be human. Hug each other.
Thank you, Kevin. All right. So we've got so many great speakers here today, including all the legislators who came out to send us some love and support, and we're very grateful. Moving on with our segment, we have a surprise guest that we didn't even know was coming until last night. He was instrumental in killing the bill in New Jersey. He was the one Democrat that had the stones to vote against his own party and kill the bill. Please give a loud, very loud, warm welcome to Assemblyman Jamel Hawley.
If we can beat him in New Jersey, we can beat him right here in Connecticut.
It is such a pleasure to be with you all today. The squad is here. Connecticut reached out, they said, we need your help, and we all came. But we came because it's important. Government has no reason to be in your household directing what your medical decisions are going to be for you and your kids. At all. A little over a year ago, I was sitting in the State House in New Jersey, and it was thousands of you, like you, outside of our State House. I've been in the State House for over 15 years. As I'm sitting there, I can hear the cries outside. I can hear the roars of your voices outside. And I reached over to my colleague and I said, do you hear that? Do you hear that? And it was a marked moment for me in my life, because at all of my years there, I never heard those cries, and I haven't heard those voices ever. And then I stepped out. I said, we have to go out there, we have to help these parents, we have to help these kids, because I did not sign up to be a government official to make a decision for you and your families for your medical decisions.
Louder.
And you gotta do the same thing today that we did in New Jersey. I don't care if you're here all night. I don't care if you're here all day. Beat the drums, beat the voices, call those legislators and tell them that you want to make those decisions for yourselves, not those people in that room up there. And I'm gonna end it off like this. Because we got Del Bigtree here, we got Bobby Kennedy here, going to warm up the crowd here. I want to say to all of you, miracles happen. Good things happen. And what we're going to do today in Connecticut is going to be a miracle, because we are going to kill that bill. I love you.
Kill the bill! Kill the bill! One more. We're not leaving.
Okay.
We're not leaving.
All right, next we need to tell the Senate that we're not leaving.
We're staying, because we're not leaving. We're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. We're not leaving. Courage. Don't let it back until we leave. We're not leaving. Let them know. They're not going to get off easy. They got to see our faces as they leave that building. If they vote against us, they got to answer to all of these people. And we're not leaving until they vote.
All right. So that being said, this is what's going on. I have a call to action for every single one of you. We need to tell Ned Lamont, if this bill passes today, that we do not accept this encroachment on religious freedoms. If you have a cell phone on you right now, pull it out and go to informedchoicect.org and sign the petition to Governor Ned Lamont, 5 reasons to veto. That's all he needs is 5 simple reasons. Informedchoicect.org, sign the petition right now. We just rounded 11,000 signatures and we need more. So what we're gonna do right now, while everybody does this call to action, is we're gonna take a 30-minute intermission so you all can get some relief from the food trucks, the porta potties and whatnot. We're gonna play some music, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna bring on some very special guests who flew a very long way to be here.
Thank you, everybody.
So take a break and we'll see you in 30 minutes.